So greetings, everyone, and welcome to the 44th annual University of Colorado Law School Alumni Awards celebration. My name is Tim Galuzzi. I have the distinct pleasure of serving as the chair of the Law Alumni Board this year. I am the director of litigation at my firm, Cheney, Galuzzi & Howard, and a proud member of the class of 2014. Happy birthday to Amanda Hoberg, who a classmate of mine. So it's an honor to be here with you this evening. This really is one of my favorite events of the year. It's so fun to see all of our old classmates reconnect with old colleagues and to honor some of our most distinguished alumni among us. As alumni, we're proud of all of our school's initiatives. I hope that many of you had the chance to visit the exhibition booths out in the hall during the cocktail hour. Before we begin the ceremony, we want to recognize that the University of Colorado sits upon land within the Ute, Cheyenne, and Arapaho peoples' territories and many other Native American nations. We acknowledge that 48 contemporary tribal nations are historically tied to the lands that make up the state of Colorado. All right, as we begin, heads up, we got 3 housekeeping items to address, and it's gonna make the evening flow more quickly. So if everybody can take out their food meal ticket and place it at the top of your plate so that the servers can see it when they serve the food, it'll be way easier for folks to drop off what you need. Second, there is a sticker for 25% off of your parking. So if you parked in the Sheraton lot and did not get a sticker on your parking ticket, please see the registration table on your way out and they'll get you 25% off of your parking. And then finally, we have some students who are in need of some seats. So if we could bring up the house lights, please. And if you have a seat at your table that is open or vacant because somebody couldn't make it or whatever, if you wouldn't mind holding up your hand, thank you. And then folks are gonna mingle in. It looks like we're mostly good. Awesome, okay. I think that's everybody. Okay. So to start with, we have some important people to thank and recognize. Every time these events happen, there's a ton of work that goes into it in the back. So first, I want to thank Sunny Cave, who is the Law Alumni Board Chair-elect, the Banquet Committee. Hold on, I'm gonna list off some people, and then we'll clap for them at the end. And in fact, I'm about to go through like 6 groups of people that we're all gonna thank and clap for. And in the interest of time, because I know that we all wanna get out of here on time, I will ask that our applause for each of these groups of people be authentic, but also very efficient. So first, I wanna thank Sunny Cave, who's the Law Alumni Board Chair-elect, the Banquet Committee of the Alumni Board, and the Colorado Law staff members and advancement team that supported this event. They include Emily Battaglia, Yesenia Delgado, Adelina Aponte Figueroa, Robert Gerlich, Grace Halsey, Karen Hennessy, Jeremy Jones, Robert Munn, Nick Ruskey, Lisa Parks, Georgette Vigil, and Laura Woods. If you all would please stand and be recognized. Yes, George, yeah. Then I invite all of the current Law Alumni Board members to stand up and be recognized. This exceptional group dedicates their time, resources, and energy to enhancing our community. Paving the way for the current Law Alumni Board members are the former Law Alumni Board members. So if you are a former Law Alumni Board member, please stand up and be recognized as well. Hey, Dave. And then I know the honorees are especially pleased, as am I, that we're joined tonight by some of our past Law Alumni Board honorees. So if you are a past honoree, would you please stand and be recognized as well? Okay, Then I'd like to take a moment and acknowledge the distinguished members of the legal community present in the audience today. We have several judges that are with us. We have Judge Sarah Wallace, Judge Kristen Mix, Judge Nakia Bland, and I think I saw Justice Rice sitting over there as well. So if you all would stand or put your hands up so that we could honor you as well. And then if there are any representatives from the federal and Colorado, if there are any other Colorado elected officials in the room, I believe I saw our Attorney General Phil Weiser here somewhere. If Phil could stand, and any other elected officials. And then finally, I would like to introduce some special guests who are celebrating with us tonight. We're pleased to welcome CU Boulder Vice Chancellor for Advancement, Katie Herbert Kotlarczyk, and Margot Jensen Newfield, who is our Associate Vice Chancellor of Academic Affairs. All right, that's it. We're done with the thank yous. You guys did great with the efficient applause. All right, now I get to, wait. Well, I was supposed to introduce the first door prize of the evening, but instead what's going to happen is that the suspense will build for who that person is because I was not given the name. So stay tuned for the first door prize of the evening. All right. So talk about the suspense, right? Our first door prize winner is Laura Knopp. If you would, if you would pick up your prize at the end of the evening at the registration table. Okay. It is my pleasure to celebrate with you tonight as we recognize our community and this year's remarkable award recipients. Tonight, we honor 6 individuals who exemplify the University of Colorado Law School's mission and vision through their work and achievements. Let's get started. Please join me in welcoming Sunny Cave, the Law Alumni Board Chair-elect, to the stage.
Thank you, Tim. I'm Sunny Cave, a proud member of the class of 1985. And this is a 40th class reunion year. So all the members of the class of 1985 who are here tonight have to promise me you're going to come to the reunion in the fall, as I'll be taking receipts there. So I actually am semi-retired. I had a long career as an in-house lawyer down in Phoenix, Arizona. And after my retirement, I decided to form my own consulting firm, and that's what I'm doing now. And as chair of the Law Alumni Banquet Committee, it is my great honor to welcome all of you to our 44th Annual Law Alumni Awards. This evening is a signature event for the law school, a time to come together, reconnect with fellow alumni and colleagues, and celebrate remarkable achievements of our distinguished honorees. As we planned tonight's event, we were inspired to create a theme. And what we came up with was the concept in Zen Buddhism called Ichigo Ichi. And you can see on the screen here the characters in Japanese. This is old-style Japanese for this particular concept. It translates roughly into once-in-a-lifetime experience. And we chose that because it's a philosophy that reminds us to cherish each moment as unique and unrepeatable, encouraging mindfulness and gratitude. Having received the Corporate Counsel Award in 2018, I can personally attest to how special this evening is for all of our honorees, and I warmly welcome them to this unforgettable experience. Before the night is over, all of them will be movie stars. Just wait and see. All right. Before we begin, I'd like to extend my own heartfelt thank you to our event sponsors. Their generosity has made a profound impact, helping us raise significant scholarship funds that support the next generation of Colorado's most promising attorneys, business leaders, and public service champions. This year, happy to say, 100% of the net proceeds will go to the Alumni Scholarship Fund. You can find a full list of the platinum, gold, and silver sponsors in the program. On behalf of the entire law school community, we deeply appreciate your support. Now, let's turn to the highlight of the evening, the awards themselves. The Distinguished Achievement Awards are presented in 9 rotating categories, recognizing alumni who have reached the pinnacle of their profession and made a meaningful impact in their respective fields. Nominations are accepted online throughout the year and are carefully reviewed by the Law Alumni Board Nominating Committee. As a member of that committee, I can assure you that there is a very rigorous vetting process for all nominees, and we are so proud to have them all here tonight. Now, if as you're listening tonight, someone comes to mind, a friend, a mentor, or a colleague whose contributions deserve recognition, we encourage you to submit a nomination before the deadline, which is the end of July. This is your opportunity to help us honor someone extraordinary at next year's celebration. And now, it is my great privilege and honor to introduce our outstanding Dean and Provost Professor of Law at the University of Colorado Law School. Please join me in welcoming the amazing Dean Lolita Buckner Innes.
Thank you, Sonny and Tim. You know, for those of you who know me, I've had a really interesting and circuitous journey to this job as Dean of the University of Colorado Law School. However, I always think of myself as that somewhat mischievous 7-year-old girl who I was many years ago, and so there's always something random going on in my head. So when I got up here, the first thing I thought was, samba. I know, right? No, I'm actually studying video to learn how to do it. As some of you know, I had the great good fortune to be invited to Brazil in December by the Chief Justice of the Brazilian High Court as one of 2 U.S. representatives to the first of its kind judicial conference to talk about access to the judiciary. It was amazing. It was intense and professional and scholarly and lawyerly and true to the Brazilian culture and spirit. There was samba. There are pictures of me standing at the foremost Brazilian samba school with a group that was preparing for this year's carnival. And the reason I raise that is because the Brazilian spirit tells me everything I need for every single day of my work as Dean of Colorado Law. It is joyful, it is intense, it is serious and hardworking, it is fun-loving and at all times. It is mindful of the past and of the journey forward. And so, I want to just say again, good evening, everyone. Let's start by giving ourselves a big hand. Woo! Woo! Once again, I want to thank both Tim and Sunny for their amazing work in making this event come together. I think as many of you know, this is our first time at this venue after being for many years at DCPA. And I'm going to kindly ask some folks in the back to bring it down. I hesitate, though, because that shows your joy, and remember, this is about Brazilian joy embodiment. I hesitate, but I'm going to ask anyway. Thank you, Sunny and Tim, for all your work. We are so very fortunate to have them. This evening is a wonderful opportunity for alumni, students, faculty, staff, and friends of the University of Colorado Law School to come together, and I am so very grateful. Speaking of gratitude, before I go any further, I want to take a moment to express our sincere appreciation for this year's platinum and gold sponsors. Their generosity helps to make tonight possible and strengthens our ability to support the next generation of legal professionals. So a special thank you to our platinum sponsors, Crocs Incorporated, Faegre Drinker, and Recht Kornfeld. And if they're representatives of those companies and firms, let's give them a hand. Give us a wave, give us a wave. And to our gold sponsors, Chiat and Danzo, Cheney, Galuzzi and Howard, Garnett, Powell, Maximum, Barlow and Farbs, Gibson, Dunn and Crutcher, LLP, Holland and Hart, LLP, Judicial Arbiter Group, Incorporated, and the Honorable Kristen L. Mix, Norton Rose Fulbright, US, LLP, Polsonelli, LLP, Sheridan Ross, PC, Wheeler Trigg O'Donnell, LLP, and Wilmer Cutler, Pickering, Hale, and Dorr, LLP. Let's give them a hand. Woo! You can find a full list of our generous sponsors in the program, and on behalf of the University of Colorado Law School, we extend our deepest gratitude. I want to take a moment to congratulate several members of our faculty who will be retiring. I know that several of you have known and loved, and maybe sometimes feared, some of these faculty members. We are going to miss them so much, but I want to take a moment to recognize Professor Ann England, Professor Pierre Schlag, Professor Christopher Mueller, and Professor Mark Lowenstein. I understand. Professor Lowenstein, I understand that you are here somewhere tonight. Where are you? Are you here? Stand up, Professor Lowenstein. I spoke with Professor Lowenstein this morning on a matter of law school business, and I asked him if he was going to be here tonight. And here's what he said. He said, I was at the very first law alumni banquet, and I'm going to be at the one tonight in my retirement year. Let's take a moment to raise a glass to all of our retirees to wish them well. Congratulations to all. Now, every year, when the Law Alumni Board Nominating Committee reviews the many nominations that we receive, they are consistently inspired by the remarkable achievements of our alumni. The caliber of the nominees is nothing short of extraordinary. I can tell you that even now, in my 4th year as dean, and that's it, I feel as if I just got here, these 4 years, well, they've both been both the longest years and the shortest years of my life. As some of you know, when I started as dean at the University of Colorado Law School, it was during the COVID crisis. We're now experiencing a whole different kind of crisis. And I said to myself, really? Why am I dean now? But you know, my late mother, if she were here, she would have said, you're dean now for a reason. You're dean now because you can. Maybe somebody else could, but you can. So that's why you're here. That's why you're here. In recent months, it has become even more difficult working in higher education, and there are challenges beyond which those that have been typical. I think we all have to acknowledge the very challenging environment we find ourselves in, both within and outside of higher education. But you know, this has definitely been the hardest job I've ever had. It has also been the very best job I have ever had, and I am so proud of that. And it's because of you and people like you. You, this is for you. I say this all the time. When I was interviewing for this job, it was during COVID, so I did about 6 days online all day. Among the most exciting parts of those interviews was meeting with several members of the Law Alumni Board, in fact, with some of you in this room. And I said to myself, during those really long days, this school has to be wonderful if there are this many people who went here who still care enough to come to these interviews. And there was more than one set of them, and some of you came to both sets. That told me everything I needed to know about your dedication. Colorado Law is so proud to have played a part in your legal education, and we remain your home base. Your leadership exemplifies excellence, innovation, and an unwavering dedication to justice. Now more than ever, these are the traits that matter. These are the traits that matter. I met 2 young potential law students tonight. Joseph and Braxton, are you in here? Wave your hands from CSU. Woo! I'm talking to you guys. Whatever you think about what may be going on in our country and in our world, it's going to be in your hands and people like you. I want you to think deeply about the people you see in this room who've gone on a journey that I hope you'll be taking, and I hope you do that at Colorado Law. I want you to think about what it means. I want you to think about what that means. I am so grateful to all of you. We have the privilege of recognizing tonight 6 extraordinary members of our community. And again, I have to say, it's a hard problem to have when there are so many people to whom we could make these awards. That's a hard and good problem. The contributions of tonight's awardees embody the very best of our profession. And I have to tell you, and some of you who know me, I'm pretty chill. One of my ongoing jokes is, I'm from Los Angeles. And it's a joke because if you knew me, for example, in my freshman year, people would go, oh my God, is that girl from LA with the shorts, the short shorts, and the cowboy boots in the snowstorm? Yeah, that was me. So it's a joke, but it also means I enjoy life, but I also take very seriously the obligation to appreciate, to recognize, and to embody gratitude. I know that you all do too, and that's what makes us great. And so, for each of our honorees, for all of you, thank you for your dedication, for your leadership, and for your lasting impact on the University of Colorado Law School, and for all of us So we're going to celebrate together tonight. I'm going to invite Sunny Cave to the stage again to get this shoe on the road. We are going to start with the Distinguished Achievement Awards. See you later.
Okay, thank you, Dean Innes. Before we present the Distinguished Achievement Awards and the law school's highest alumni honor, the William Lee Nouse Award, we have another exciting Platinum Door Prize to announce. This one is sponsored by Faegre Drinker, one of the Platinum sponsors. The winner of the second door prize, this is in real time, just all coming through on text now, is Tamiris, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that, or Tamiris W. Remember, to get your gift, your prize, you have to go to the registration desk, and you have to do it tonight. Because if you don't, somebody else is probably going to walk away with it. All right, now, let's move to our first award presentation. Please join me in learning more about Sarah Haverstock, class of 2004, who is being honored for, wait, my favorite one, Distinguished Achievement Corporate Counsel Award. Now, let's take a moment to watch a tribute video about Sarah.
Sarah is calm but strong. She's a wonderful friend. Sarah is excellent at building relationships, at building consensus, at solving problems.
She's very easygoing to begin with, but also very direct, and she's effective without being overbearing. That is not something most lawyers are able to do.
I honestly don't think I would be in this position without Sarah. She took a chance on me and has continually invested in me and my career.
I grew up in Boulder, Colorado, went undergrad to CU as well as law school, so I would say I'm a double alumni of sorts. My career path after law school started with me clerking for a local law firm here in Boulder. After about 3 years, I was approached by the general counsel of Crocs to see if I wanted to come help the company grow.
Working with Sarah is great because there is no storm that is too crazy. She's really good at maintaining her calm and helping us, kind of see the land through that storm.
Being an in-house lawyer is kind of like that. Things don't work in sequential order or in an obvious logic. You have to sort of figure out where things are, assemble them in a way that gets you what you want. And Sarah is extremely good at that.
What I love about being a lawyer is just that every day is a new day. It doesn't get boring, nothing gets old. Every day presents a challenge and also an opportunity. I love Crocs. Crocs is the best. What other place can we walk around with, cool rubber, colorful clogs? And that's our standard workday outfit. It has an energy in this place. The people on my legal team in particular make Crocs just an amazing place to work.
She leads from the front. There isn't anything in our department that she hasn't done or couldn't do today. She is always looking for opportunities to praise others, despite oftentimes deserving the praise herself.
Sarah deserves this award because she has amazing leadership, she has an accomplished track record of experience, and she has unending dedication.
Sarah, I'm so proud of everything that you've done. I know that you're gonna continue your success for many, many years to come, and I wish you nothing but the best.
You've been a colleague, a mentor, and are now my GC. And through all of that, you've been my friend. I'm so excited that you're being recognized for this award.
From all of your friends at WilmerHale and from all of your friends in the Colorado Law class of 2004, congratulations, well deserved. We celebrate you today, Sarah.
Sarah, please come up. Does anybody feel like some new shoes? I know I do. Okay. Let me get your... All right, now we're going to have some remarks from Sarah.
Thank you. Wow. That was pretty amazing. It's very intriguing and like emotional to see yourself on film with all these amazing people saying such nice things about you. I guess I want to start just by thanking the university and the alumni board. We have, between my husband and myself, 7 different degrees from the University of Colorado. It's a lot, right? In our immediate family. Hold on. My father's here tonight. He has a PhD from CU. I obviously have a JD, and we have 5 other bachelor's degrees at CU. Our kids are very dedicated to the university. I would call them like mini buffaloes, although now they're basically teenagers. They grew up wearing black and gold, and I would say they had the fight song memorized by the age of 2. So we are definitely buffs through and through, and I would say that this recognition means more to me just because of that honor. A few years after graduating from law school, I found myself at Crocs, which hopefully everybody knows of Crocs at this point. Fun, funky, colorful, some would say maybe ugly, others would say amazing, but definitely polarizing shoes. The leap that I made to go in-house, leaving the certainty and the stability of private practice for more of an entrepreneurial chaos, was one of the more questionable yet awesome and amazing things I've done. It was at Crocs where I had the privilege of working for Dan Hart. Dan provided his quiet wisdom and guidance, and also taught me the art of balancing risk with commercial growth and opportunity, which is truly an art, by the way, and definitely not a science. So thank you, Dan. Your support and mentorship have meant so much to me throughout the years. Dan has provided not only mentorship for me, but also to my amazing team, who he helped build. The team, many of who are here tonight, table 13, have proved themselves not only to be amazing people, but also amazing advocates and advisors. And together, I would honestly say that we define the phrase, "it takes a village," on a daily basis. To my team, Kenny, in addition to what I would call my squad of outside counsel, many of whom are in the audience today, Ben, Jared, Sean, Sunita, thank you so much. We have you all on speed dial at all times. Thank you for your continued support, your quick advice, your constant challenge, banter, and also discussion. Last but not least, I want to give a shout out to my family. Of course, my dad and his unwavering support. My 2 boys, Arthur and Quentin, who are currently at lacrosse practice, but I will definitely make them watch a repeat of this at some point. And then in particular, my husband, Joe. I have had the privilege of partnering with Joe as we've navigated through life's decisions, challenges, opportunities, travels. Your continued support is a direct reflection of my success. So cheers and thank you for this recognition.
All right. First one down now. We are proud to recognize Bill Leone, class of 1981. He is being recognized for distinguished achievement in private practice. Now let's watch a tribute video highlighting Bill's accomplishments.
Bill is the product of immigrants to the United States. His grandfather immigrated from Italy. The family started a construction company. Bill made his way through high school, college, and law school working for the construction company, and I mean hard work. He's always retained that really great work ethic, never forgot where he came from, and has just been very successful at anything he's done.
Bill and I met in 2004 when I was at the Justice Department as a trial lawyer, and Bill was the first assistant United States attorney. What stood out to me is, first of all, he was very, very smart. I mean, that is obvious when you talk to him, and it's not because he promotes himself as being smart. He's just very smart, he's very sophisticated, and he's also very humble.
What stood out to me about Bill then is what's, still stands out to me about Bill is that he's whip smart. He's a very quick study. He's fun to work with. He's an extremely good lawyer. He's very hardworking.
When I was in high school, I got involved in debate, mostly because I couldn't dunk a basketball, and I loved every bit of it. I had a great mentor and teacher in high school who kind of encouraged me to think about law school, and I loved law school. I loved everything about law school. I loved the people that I met. I loved the rigor of it.
A lot of lawyers kind of get lost in the forest, don't see the trees. Bill hones in on the issues that are going to be important in that case.
A lot of lawyers, especially litigators, were viewed as gunslingers, go in and just attack and win the case in front of you. Bill, on the other hand, doesn't view it that way. He's got a much broader perspective. He's mature, he's an adult, he knows how to approach cases, he knows how to approach people.
I often say I've really never had a bad day practicing law. I think the most rewarding aspect of my career is the people that I've dealt with over the years, and the sensation that you're always helping people through very difficult times.
He's not only served his community well, served his state, served his nation, he served CU Law School pretty darn well also.
Bill is a great representative of the University of Colorado Law School in terms of, the very best of what it can produce in terms of its graduates.
Congratulations on this award, Bill. I can't think of anyone who's more deserving.
Bill, I want to say congratulations for this really well-deserved award. I want to thank you for being my friend for these many, many years.
Bill, I have valued your friendship ever since we met in the mid-1980s. Congratulations on this well-deserved honor, and I hope that we'll share some golf games in the future.
Please join me in welcoming Bill Leone to the stage to be recognized.
Sure. Well, thank you very much to the Law Alumni Board and to the University, the CU Law School. I have a few comments that I wanted to read tonight. Oh, wait a minute. This is my NCAA bracket. So I guess, go Rams, Amy Parsons. So I'll just have to wing it a little bit. You always think about this kind of a moment and you think, gee, I should have something profound to say, but when you actually get to it, really about all you can say is thank you to the people that have been involved in this journey. My wife's here tonight. We've been married since 1981, since 1978, I'm sorry. We were married a week before law school started. Everybody counseled us not to do that. But I'm going to say this, I'm going to be sleeping on the couch tonight. Cheryl also attended the University of Colorado Law School a few years after I did. and she was on the Jessup International Moot Court team, and she received an award for the best brief in the world. That's what I think of. She has read and edited more than one of my briefs over the years, and to her I'm very grateful. Her truly great accomplishment, though, is the 4 children that we've raised, all of whom managed to make it here today at our table. She was pregnant with number 3 when she graduated from the University of Colorado Law School. And he also graduated from the University of Colorado Law School many years later. So 3 of us have gone to the CU Law School, which I feel like is an accomplishment since I'd never met a lawyer until I went to the law school. So we've turned the corner on that. So thank you to my family for all their support and help. You know, I think life is a series of opportunities and taking advantage of those opportunities. And I've been very lucky to have opportunities presented to me by a lot of different people. First, I'd like to thank my current law firm, Norton Rose Fulbright, LLP, for the opportunity they've given me. This last 14 years of practice with that firm since I left the U.S. Attorney's Office has been truly remarkable, and had an opportunity to lead their litigation office and their white-collar department in New York, which was at the time, still is, the largest office in the firm. And I'm fortunate to have some of my partners from Minnesota, Texas, here in our Denver office, all here to help celebrate this night. So I thank my law firm and thank you for your support. That was an opportunity to practice this great profession of ours on a global scale. Norton Rose, as you may or may not know, is one of the largest law firms in the world, and all of a sudden being able to sort of break the bounds of gravity here in Denver and practice on a global scale was irresistible to me, and I again appreciate that opportunity. I had an opportunity to restart my private practice after I spent 5 years in the federal government with the Department of Justice in the U.S. Attorney's Office. And that opportunity was given to me by Mike McCarthy, who you saw on the video, and then Faegre and Benson, now Faegre Baker Daniels. Not every law firm is willing to take a chance on somebody that leaves government practice. You come out with no revenue, no book of business. And you don't really know until after you've been out for a while whether you managed to ruin your reputation or help your reputation while you were in the government. I used to say that there's only 4 people in the state of Colorado that can get a return call from the White House in the same day, and I think I had 3 of them in the grand jury, which may or may not, probably was not the best career move. So to Faegre and Benson, now Faegre Baker Daniels and Mike McCarthy, I'm very grateful for that opportunity. The first opportunity I had was with a local firm at a time when there were no national firms in Denver. Ireland, Stapleton, and Pryor, it was known at the time, in Pasco. Yep. And they gave me my first opportunity. I worked there with a lawyer that, to this day, I would count as probably the best lawyer I've ever known or worked with, Jim Nesland. Couldn't be here tonight. Jim hurt his quadricep muscle and rolling around in a wheelchair, which is where we'll all be eventually. By the way, listening to that tribute, I thought you only get to see this when you're dead. And so I had to double check in the program to make sure I wasn't on the list of people that departed us in 2024. And the finding that I was not on the list, and I'm grateful for that too. Thanks for that opportunity. But mostly, I'd like to thank John Suthers, who also you saw in the video, and as you know, was our Attorney General and U.S. Attorney before me in the U.S. Attorney's Office. And John and I practiced law together at a small firm in Colorado Springs for 1 year at a firm called Sparks, Dix, Enoch. And that's where John and I first met and became friends. We did some cases together and have at various times have reunited to practice law. And John has the best judgment of any lawyer I've ever met, and I feel fortunate to have learned from him, hopefully, some of the finer points of good professional judgment. I have all kinds of ideas about the law school and the future of legal education and the future of the profession, but this is not the time or the place to share them. This is just a time to say thank you to the law school and to the thousands of lawyers that have graduated from CU over the years who have done such amazing things. So thank you very much.
Well done, Bill. Thank you for your outstanding work. Now, let's celebrate Amy Parsons, class of 1999, who is receiving the Distinguished Achievement Special Recognition Award. So let's watch Amy's tribute video.
You know, I've always wanted to go to law school. I decided at a really early age that I wanted to be a lawyer. When it came time for me to go to college, I could not decide between CSU and CU. And it was my mother who said, look, just go to CSU for undergrad and you can always go to CU for law school. So that's what I did. Governor Bill Ritter coined the term a Ramelo at one point to describe us, that we are both Rams and Buffs. What's more Colorado than that?
I think Amy chose to do something in higher ed and academia rather than remain in a law practice. And I think as a result of that, she's made a tremendous difference.
A lot of the same attributes she has that made her a good trial lawyer, a good litigator, apply in what she's doing now. She cares about people, she understands people, and she has a clear sense of mission.
Amy is wicked smart, right? Like, she's wickedly intelligent, and she's deeply passionate about students. She's also deeply passionate about equity. She's deeply passionate about democracy.
It is really rewarding to be in a position to be able to support young people on their journey and to be able to give back to the university that gave me so much. I have so many great memories here. It really was the foundation for my success at CU Law School and beyond, and I want to do everything I can to provide that opportunity for as many students as possible.
It's important that leaders have a great deal of self-confidence and self-awareness. She has that. She certainly has a stroke of ingenuity about her. I think she tries to lead out of love.
You have a vision for what it is that you want to do, but you don't actually know where that's going to go. So you spend a lot of time thinking about the what it is that I want to do. I think as you get older and more experienced as a leader, you start to realize it's as much about the who as the what. You surround yourself by the who, and then the what becomes evident.
Amy is really a pillar in our state. I think she's honestly a national treasure. She is somebody that any institution should be proud to say that she's ours. I think she's striving every single day to make her family proud, the larger community, and most importantly, make a significant impact in ways that we maybe didn't even imagine.
Amy's accomplished so much in her career in different fields, and the fact that she's become as successful as she has, as quickly as she has, is a great testament to her, and I'm just thrilled that we're honoring and recognizing that.
My beautiful, brilliant, bold friend, Amy, I am so proud of what you do every single day, and I'm so excited to continue to cheer for you as you continue to make new paths for all of us.
Amy, congratulations on this award. I'm so thrilled that you're receiving it. Keep being successful, keep moving forward. The sky's the limit in Amy Parsons' future.
So Amy, congratulations on the award from a fellow Ramelo.
I've never heard of a Ramelo. I sure have now.
No, that's okay.
Wow, thank you so much. I'm really blown away by that video. Thank you to University of Colorado and the law school for this tremendous honor, and thank you for allowing CSU and us Ramelos to sort of infiltrate a CU event. It's really fun for us. And thanks, Bill Leone, for picking us in your March Madness bracket for tomorrow. I appreciate that support. We're on our way to Seattle right from here for the game tomorrow. I really want to thank my husband, Jeff Parsons, who's here tonight. Jeff and I met at CU Law School. He's also an alum of the law school. We met in legislation class, as you do. So I'm very grateful for that. And fast forward to today, we have two amazing daughters who are both students at CSU, and our oldest one just recently told us that now she wants to go to law school. So hopefully we've got another Ramelo in the works in our family. And Jeff is really the outstanding lawyer in the family, and I really admire the work that he's done as an attorney over all of these years. And I want to thank my dad, who's here as well. I'm here because of him and my mom and their unwavering support of me and education throughout my life. And I'm also here with some of my law school buddies who it's really fun to be with, and they really made law school a lot of fun. So thanks, guys, for being here tonight. And I also want to thank Stan Garnett. Thank you, Stan. You saw Stan on the video, and I didn't know that you were going to be in the video, Stan. But Stan has been a tremendous mentor of mine from day one. Stan and the attorneys from Brownstein, Hyatt, and Farber, who hired me right from law school, hired me while I was still in law school, took a chance on me, believed in me, pushed me, really challenged me to become the attorney that I became, and I can't imagine a better starting place in my career than Brownstein, and working for you, Stan, and the lawyers at the firm, and thank you for your ongoing friendship and support. As Dean Innes mentioned early in her remarks, I'm also here with some outstanding young CSU students, undergraduate students who are aspiring attorneys. I wanted them to come and be inspired by all the great attorneys in the room here today, and I do a lot of encouraging of our students at CSU who are interested in going to law school to go to law school, because I believe in it, and I believe in CU law and what a great foundation it is for all sorts of different careers, not just being attorneys, but it is such a great foundation. So, you know, while CSU and CU might compete in some ways, being president of CSU was really a great honor, in part because I get to work with CU, and I get to work with all of our great higher ed institutions around the state to support our young people, these professions that we love, and the great state of Colorado. So thank you again so much for this honor, and you know I have to end this way. Go Rams. Thanks.
I don't know about the rest of you, but my pride meter for the legal profession and the CU alums is off the charts right now. Okay, now I'm going to invite our chair of the board, Tim Galuzzi, back to the stage. He's going to take over and provide some more awards.
Hey, Sonny. Hey, Sonny. All right, sorry, I had to catch Sonny's attention because he had the list of door prize winners, which is probably the most important part, so you know. All right, so before we get back to the awards, I do want to announce the next door prize of the evening. This one is sponsored by Recht & Kornfeld, our final platinum sponsor, so thank you very much to that firm. And the winner of our third door prize is Lydia Hurd. So Lydia, if you can pick up your prize. Okay, so next up, let's watch a video highlighting the accomplishments of Marissa Carden Weber, class of 2019, who is receiving the Distinguished Achievement for a recent Alumni Award.
I am Marissa Cardin-Weber. I graduated from Colorado Law in 2019. A big part of why I pursued a career in law has to do with my upbringing. I was acutely aware at a young age about the atrocities that my ancestors had endured. I eventually came to a point where I was deciding between psychology, anthropology, and the law, but eventually realized that it was the law that I felt, through the law, that I could be most effective. And today, that's what I'm trying to do.
Marissa came to me as a godsend. I think she has a very strong sense of justice, a very strong moral compass. She knows that she has the ability to bring real change.
I think what drives Marissa's passion is a combination of her empathy for survivors, then combined with just her creativity. Like, you really need a brilliant mind to think about how you can piece together different laws.
In less than a decade, she has made tangible impact in international law. I believe what sets her apart is her deep commitment to ensuring that the legal profession is not just about cases and policies, but about people.
The most rewarding aspect of my career has hands down been the people. There is absolutely nothing like the resilience of people who have been through the worst of it and are still pushing forward to make a better life for those that come from them. I just feel lucky that I get to learn from and be around these people. It genuinely feels like an honor.
In my long experience of working with many people, I put her as extraordinary. Extraordinary in her commitment, her capabilities, her communication skills, her team spirit, her kindness to others in the workplace. She's not someone who's going to climb over your back to get ahead. She's going to take your hand and walk with you.
Marissa, it's been such a wonderful experience working with you. All of these networks, all of the organizations you're working with, and the communities that they serve are lucky to have you.
Marissa, congratulations. I think this is probably the first of many awards that you will achieve in your career. I can't thank you enough.
Hello, Marissa. I am incredibly proud of you, not just as a colleague, but as a friend. I believe this award is so well deserved, and I'm truly happy that it shines a spotlight on the incredible work you've been doing.
I feel inspired to continue down this path because I genuinely love it, but also because I feel like I don't have a choice. I feel unable to not do what I can to at least be available to people to find the accountability and healing that they deserve.
Please welcome Marissa Cardin-Weber to the stage.
Wow, this feels very special. Hi, Mom. I promised myself I wasn't going to say that, but I just did. Okay, let's move on. Thank you so much to the Alumni Board for this honor. Thank you to the law school community for your support and truly meaningful role in my personal and professional development. I also want to thank those who teach me about the person, advocate, and leader that I hope to be. And most importantly, the people who allow me to support their paths toward justice and healing. I have one reflection that I would like to share with you, and it's kind of happening in real time, so work with me. It feels very surreal to be receiving recognition for the work that I've done in just the past 5 or 6 years. And I think one of the reasons for this has to do with how difficult it can be to measure success and to measure the impact of my work. And I imagine that this is a shared experience for many people in this room. And when it's challenging to measure impact, it can be hard to believe in it and to trust it. I know that I cannot measure my impact through my income. I unfortunately can't measure it through the satisfaction of my clients or the communities that I work with, as there's so much complex trauma and evolving perceptions of what justice means to them. So I'm considering that maybe instead of measuring impact, maybe it's not something that's meant to be measured or known in our lifetimes, but maybe one of the questions we can be asking ourselves instead is, are we showing up for other people the way we would want them to show up for us in similar circumstances if roles were reversed? And again, I just really want to thank the Alumni Board for acknowledging among the honorees tonight the many different ways that we can show up for each other, show up for our communities, and now more than ever, show up for the rule of law. So, thank you. So I leave tonight feeling very grateful, very inspired, and certainly motivated going forward. So thank you again, everyone, for being here as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Marissa, for those remarks and the good reminder to all of us. All right, next up, we are going to honor Eric Williams from the class of 2005. Eric tonight is receiving the Distinguished Achievement in Public Service Award. So let's watch this tribute video showcasing Eric's impactful contributions.
My name is Lise Runnerstrom. I know Eric Williams from the U.S. Center for Safe Sport. He is somebody who is a really unique combination of being extremely hardworking, extremely intelligent. At the same time, he is probably the most humble person you're ever going to meet. He is just somebody that you are not going to come across anyone like him probably more than once in your life, and you're lucky if you get to meet someone like Eric.
I first met Eric Williams when he interviewed here actually at the center several years ago. I remember him just being very confident, very knowledgeable. You know, he really had a passion for the work, and it really shone through.
Throughout my life, I was just always really fascinated with the legal system. You know, I was like, I would love to be a voice for people who don't have voices, people who aren't always heard. And as I thought about what I wanted my life to look like, law school seemed to be almost an inevitable step.
If I were to describe the characteristics of Eric, I would start with a person that's dedicated to public service. He is also a person that is willing to sacrifice and make sacrifices for this country.
Eric's entire career has been dedicated to public service. And it's not in the sense that he's just somebody who is doing public service jobs to do public service jobs. He truly cares about the public service aspect of the jobs that he does. I would venture to say they're not jobs for him, they're passions.
My grandmother, you know, she used to always say, like, you know, don't talk about it, be about it. And I take those words to heart. It truly is, it's giving back. The legal profession, you know, it offers so many different avenues to do good work.
He has given his time, his energy, his expertise for years, focused on serving the public good. I cannot think of anyone else that's more deserving.
He is somebody who cares so much about the community he serves. He cares so much about the work he does.
My message to Eric is that CU Law School, about 15 years ago, gave me one of their awards, so welcome to the team.
Eric, congratulations on your nomination and winning this prestigious award. I am so proud, the center is so proud, and we're happy to have you on our team.
Congratulations, Eric, on receiving this award. I can't think of anybody who is more deserving than you.
please join me in welcoming Eric Williams to the stage.
Humbling. Humbling is the word that comes to mind. Hearing some of my colleagues speak so highly of me is it's difficult to take in. I'm not the most public figure, but definitely appreciate the folks who always have my back. I just want to say, start out by saying thank you so much to the University of Colorado Law School. You have given me so much in terms of understanding the law, in terms of striving to constantly be better, to understanding that prioritizing public service is it's important, right? There's so many different facets of the legal profession that drive what we do in this country, and public service is something that has driven me. I want to thank you. I want to thank the Alumni Board for taking the time to consider my nomination and ultimately selecting me. I want to thank the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, my team that I work with daily to work toward keeping over 11 million athletes safe, work with some of the most dedicated, hardworking, smart people, including a number of attorneys that I've literally ever worked with in my profession. To my FBI colleagues who are out there putting their lives on the line all the time to continue to keep our country safe. To my fellow U.S. Navy veterans and our military in general, thank you for the work that you do. I want to thank my family. I want to thank my family. None of what I've been able to accomplish in my humble career would be possible without the support of my wife, Erin, without the dedication of my children. Very proud of you, Carter, freshman at Kent Denver with massive aspirations. My daughter, Sienna, who just recently found out that she's going to be attending 8th grade at Kent Denver. You all are the thing that keep me motivated, keep me moving forward, keep me driving toward helping to be a better part of what this country stands for. To my mother, my mother died about 8 months ago, and when I learned that I ultimately was the recipient of this award, it was an incredible accomplishment, but an accomplishment not even so much for me, but for the people around me. I'm a team guy. I have been a part of so many incredible, instrumental teams. There is no me without my teams. Thank you all for that. My mother, this happens to be her birthday, and so this is extra special for me. I just want to thank you all for taking time to be here, for being supporters of this university, for dedicating your efforts to representing this university. I want to give a special shout out to my CEO at the Center for Safe Sport, Jerice, who has just continued to be a dedicated public servant. And I just want to say thank you all. Thank you all for this moment. I sincerely appreciate it. Take care, be good, do good.
When I said at the beginning of the program that this is one of my favorite events of the year, just within the legal community, not even specific to CU, that's the kind of stuff that I love about it. You know, learning about our colleagues, fellow alumni, who they are as people, on top of these remarkable accomplishments that they've had in their legal careers. So thank you, Eric. For the final award of the evening, I would like to invite Dean Innes back up to present the award, please.
Thank you so much, Tim. Thank you all. We are at the final award of the evening, the William Lee Nouse Award. Before we announce this year's recipient, I want us to take a moment to watch a video about the award's namesake, William Lee Nouse, and the remarkable legacy that he has left behind. So if we could, let's play the video about the Nouse Award.
My grandfather, William Lee Nouse, was born in Ouray, Colorado in the late 1880s. Ended up being a graduate of the University of Colorado Law School in 1911. My grandfather really was a man for Colorado, as was noted in one of the Denver newspapers. He was a man for all seasons in that from a judicial standpoint, he served on the Colorado Supreme Court and was Chief Justice of the court. From a legislative standpoint, he was elected both to the State House of Representatives and the State Senate, and became President of the Senate, President Pro Tem. And in the executive branch, he became Governor of Colorado. We think probably the only person in the history of the United States to serve as the top office holder in all three branches of government. And in 1950, Harry Truman was President of the United States, and he offered the U.S. federal judgeship to my grandfather, and he had a tough decision to make. He was governor on one hand, very popular governor, but he loved the law on the other hand. So he did accept that appointment to the United States Federal Court, District Court, and stayed there until he died in 1959. Well, the award presented by the law school is the one the family cherishes the most. A lot of people asked him in his life, what did he prefer, the executive branch of being governor or the judicial branch and the law? And he, on balance, preferred the law. He was a true public servant.
I want to take a moment to warmly acknowledge the Nouse family as they are with us this evening. Your continued support of Colorado law and this program means so very much to us. Please join me in recognizing members of the Nouse family, and I'd like to ask you to please stand up, Nouse family. Thank you for your presence tonight. We also honor the memory of Bob Nouse, the grandson of William Lee Nouse, who we lost last year. Thank you all for being here as we come together to celebrate this deeply meaningful occasion. It is now my very great pleasure and honor to announce the recipient of the Nouse Award, which is the highest honor that Colorado law bestows upon a graduate. The award is given to an alumna or alumnus to recognize outstanding achievement and sustained service to Colorado law. This year's recipient of the Nouse Award, and I don't know why I hesitate as if it's a mystery. It's in your program, however, I like it. Which many of you may have already seen, but anyway. This year's recipient is Michael S. McCarthy, class of 1975. Let's watch a video highlighting Michael's incredible contributions to the legal community and his dedication to Colorado law.
So my name is Michael McCarthy. I am a lawyer, although I have been retired since the end of 2021. I graduated from CU Law School in the spring of 1975.
I know Michael McCarthy because I hired him out of law school. What stood out about Michael were really four things that I can think of: his intensity, his brightness, his humor, and his awful hair. The awful hair being mustachioed and long hair of the 70s. It was those qualities, the intensity, the brightness, the humor, a sense of mission. He has a way with words. He's a total gentleman and lawyer. We are soul buddies. We really are.
I've known Michael since I was a summer associate at this firm over 30 years ago. Since that time, he's kind of been a champion and a mentor of mine and a friend. Michael's a highly energetic, passionate litigator. He's very smart. Very thoughtful.
I first met Michael when I interviewed with him for a job as a litigation associate. Frankly, I was kind of scared of him because he had very high expectations and he's an amazing lawyer. What I learned later on was, yes, he was an amazing lawyer, but he was a great teacher and a great mentor as well.
Michael's intensity, I think, arises out of a great passion for life. He cares about things.
I was pretty confident that I wanted to have a litigation focus in my practice. So I sort of had the trial bug. Both of my parents strongly emphasized the importance of education and hard work. Those values or principles have carried through my career.
He is among the most engaged lawyers that I've ever worked with. He really cared about every aspect, every detail of the cases that he worked on.
He sees the world more than many trial lawyers do. He can see the other side of a dispute, and as a result, it makes him much more effective.
He's a strategic thinker. He doesn't focus on just sort of what the immediate issue is in front of you, but how to get to the end game.
It's exciting. There's adrenaline and satisfaction in being able to serve a client and try a case successfully.
Michael is known for being an amazing, engaged trial lawyer, but he has also left a lasting impact in the lives of the lawyers that he has taught.
The thing that I would identify probably as the most rewarding are the relationships with the people with whom I practiced. The lawyers who mentored me, who really took time to teach me how to be a lawyer, and then passing that on to folks that I was lucky enough to mentor.
One of the things that I would say that is really remarkable is what a mentor he has been for so many of us, especially for a number of women lawyers who are now serving in amazing roles.
I feel very lucky to have been put in the path of some of these amazing individuals as they were rising through their lives.
He's had real impact on the legal community, certainly on the professions of many lawyers that have come up under him, including myself. I think he exemplifies, what many of us aspire to be as lawyers.
He represents the best of what this profession has. He excels at being a lawyer, but more than that, he has excelled as a leader.
Michael stands out as a reasonable, principled professional who is ranked among his peers as one of the best lawyers in the state. He is what I'd call a lawyer's lawyer.
Congratulations, Michael. Very deserving of this award. I'm grateful for your friendship and mentorship over 30 plus years.
Thank you for what you have done to help me personally and so many other lawyers. You've been a mentor, a friend, and a role model for my entire career.
Way to go, bro. Those are my congratulations. You done good work, kiddo. Good work.
One thing that I could say to the sort of once-in-a-lifetime experience was that only once in my lifetime did I find myself, at this place and with those classmates and with this faculty. Very lucky again. Dumb luck, you could say.
Michael, please come to the stage.
Okay. All right. Those pictures have been following me around for years. And I'm going to forgive Nick from the visual aids department at the law school for making me point to my law school picture. Some have said that unkindly that it was a cross between David Crosby and a Cocker Spaniel. But I've tried to find a motion to suppress that image, but let's move on and say that on the run-up to this night, I have thought a lot about what the law school has meant to me over the 50 years since I graduated, because this is our class's 50th anniversary, and it's particularly meaningful to me that the school was kind enough to recognize me on that anniversary. And what the law school did for me when I attended in the mid-70s, for some of you that would be like in the Bronze Age, but it was formative for me in that it formed the way that I thought about the law, it formed the way that I practiced law. And over a lifetime, I've come to appreciate it was foundational, and it gave me the foundation to be able to practice law, to have a career over a lifetime, to provide for my family, and to have, in many respects, a meaningful life. And so it was, I say this in particular to the younger lawyers in the room, it takes a while for it to dawn on you just how significant this institution can be. And so from the bottom of my heart, I thank the law school, Dean Ennis, the Law Alumni Board, those who might have been kind enough to nominate me, and I think you may know who you are. I want to acknowledge and call out my classmates, because from my class, and this class of 75 was an extraordinary one. I think I'm the fourth person from the class of 75 to win the Nous Award, which says a lot about the class. And out of that class, I formed lifelong friendships, people that are still dear and close to me today. I have deep gratitude, as you captured on the video, for my colleagues, for the people who taught me how to practice law, and Jerry Conover, foremost among those. I can't say this without calling Jerry out. But also to the many younger lawyers that gave me the privilege to do something a little bit to perhaps mentor them. And so many of them are here at the tables today. And I'm so proud to have had some role in their lives and their development as lawyers, because many of them are extraordinary practitioners now, leaders in their fields. And I guess what I would say is that if you're really lucky to kind of have lived this long, you may find that your mentees become your mentors. And for that opportunity, I am incredibly grateful. Let me say how deeply grateful I am to my wife, Marilyn, who has stuck with me through thick and thin, who's kept me on the straight and narrow,
She's a physician, and so she's contributed to keeping me healthy as well, and seeing well. Push your glasses back is what she keeps. She's an ophthalmologist, and I am forever grateful for the love, support, and inspiration that come from my two remarkable children, Brooke and Fenton, who are here tonight, who have given me so much for me to be grateful for, who have kept me inspired and motivated, and who at this stage in my life have together given me 5 beautiful, amazing grandchildren. I'm deeply, deeply grateful to them. So thank you so much to the law school, the Law Alumni Board, and to all of you for being here tonight. Forever grateful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Michael McCarthy.
I'm going to turn the stage over to you. All right. Thank you.
I want to now welcome Sunny Cave back to the stage for some closing remarks.
Is everybody happy now? Wasn't that great? Let's hear it again for all of the honorees. So before we conclude, I'd like to recognize and thank the gold sponsors and announce our final door prize winners. But remember, what do you got to do to get this? You have to go to the registration desk tonight. Okay. So, got the list. Ashlyn Fiscus, Jackie H., Lex Padilla. I'm not sure if I got, it's either Prague or Prague. Isaac Ogunda, Ellen Ross, Caitlin Ponce, Marcella Holiness, Christiana Duran, Joseph Godshall, Caroline Fisher-Naus, and Sukinda Kalian, and Nancy Phelps. All right. Before I call it to a close, I just want to ask all of the honorees, all the members of the Alumni Board, and the Dean to come up on stage afterwards for a few more photos. So this officially concludes the 44th Annual Law Alumni Awards celebration. Thank you all for coming. We look forward to seeing you next year. And please fill the nomination pipeline. If you need any help on how to do that, just reach out to anybody on the board or to the staff of the university. Thank you all. Have a great evening.